Yo,
Yahoo!
welcome to FakeWhale Live. Yeah,
How are you?
Manuel, I'm good.
Yeah,
We're
Manuel.
here. Yeah, we're here with Manuel Fois. Is that right? Is that how you pronounce your last
No, no,
name?
it's Manuel Fois.
Fois. Okay, got it.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
I've
yes.
been saying that wrong in my head all along because
Yes. Not a French
I-
surname. It's just an Italian surname, and people make fun of this story.
well, I would never make fun of it.
No,
But
don't you worry. I
I've
know.
I've been seeing your posts on Twitter for a while, so I've been interacting in that way, and in my head always say Fois. So I'm glad you've corrected me.
No,
Um,
no. I'm
welcome.
Italian. I'm Italian. I'm not from France.
Okay,
And
so you're in Italy right now.
yes, I'm in Italy. Yes, yes.
Okay, right on. And I
And
know like
what?
Sky and friends of mine that know you have told me that you lived in London for a while. Maybe we can start this out where you can just give us a little
Yes,
background on yourself.
I've been in London for almost 2 years, but at the time it was very difficult because when I went there was the Brexit, and 1 years later, the COVID. So it's been very difficult for me, and I tried to stay there, but it was impossible for me, very difficult. Then I returned to Italy, and now I'm trying to find a new place where to go and amplifies my art. and,
So did
and are you
did
from
you?
London or not? I do not remember.
I'm an American
You're in
through and
America.
through.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm in
cool,
California.
cool. I love America. I want to go there soon.
You definitely should. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely come over here. Definitely. I mean, so can you give me a little background on yourself about like, did you go to college for arts at all, or like, what is your
Yeah,
background? So like,
I moved to London to study, and when I went there, I the Central St. Martin's, but I was very distracted by everything. So when I went there, I create my art basically, and I was very distracted, so I never finished my studies.
yeah,
And but I'm very happy because London is be very very important for my artistic way, because you know that in London there is the new aesthetic, right? The new
how,
aesthetic.
how do you mean?
I mean, it's like it's like a form of art where people use only digital images. And when I went there, I discovered this, and I start to create my work, start to create my art, and here we are, basically.
Right on. And
Right on,
let's
yeah.
get into your art just because it's very different from probably what people are used to. You're using sound to
Yes,
create
exactly.
visuals. So let's talk about that. Let's break it down. Where are you sourcing the sounds that you're using to turn into the visual?
Well, this is very good question. When I start my work, I do a lot of research, and I explore a lot of environments, and I go to at the beginning I started working on personal environments that I love the most. So I start recording an audio from an environment, and then I analyze the sound, and I cut the most important part of it, and I turn it into an image, changing the data. You know that every file is composed by codes, right? So changing these codes, I can easily create an image, and
Wow.
or yes, or vice versa. You can easily create a video from an image, or
Hmm.
an image from an audio. This is what my work is based on. Give a shape to something that is abstract, and I love to do it with this because it's very digital, and I love this type of works.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's
It
really
makes
fucking
sense.
cool.
I'm
Like,
not sure.
what's that?
It makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It does make sense, and I actually love it quite a bit. I'm very inspired by sound. I was
Yes.
very into music for a long time, but that evolved into
Yes,
just
I read
sound in
something
general.
about you. Yeah.
So I think it's so super cool. I mean, like, because I'm not that kind of artist, but to hear like that, I understand you're able to break literally anything down into data points. And then once it's data
Yeah.
points, you can then extrapolate that into anything, a visual, audio, video,
Yes.
whatever.
Exactly.
Could you, I mean, this is a little backwards, but could you take like an image, turn it into data points and make sound out of it?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, so therein lies a lot of questions
My
for
work
me.
is about audio, so I start from an audio and I turn it into an
Yeah,
image. This is what I
but
want,
is it,
but I
wouldn't it,
want to, yes.
wouldn't it be
Tell me.
possible though, like to translate these sounds in an infinite amount of ways, like depending on the
What do you
software or something that you're using? I mean that like I mean this is getting somewhat philosophical because it's like, is sound to begin with just data points, or is there more to it than that? Because to me, there's a translation happening from the sound to the data point, and within that translation lies a certain importance, right? So couldn't
mean? Yeah.
you technically turn it into different data points? Because the data points, it
Yes,
just depends on
exactly.
if you
There is a
believe the data
software
points
that
are
I
inherent
created.
or not.
Yeah, there is a software that I created, and it made the process very simple for me. Because at the
Okay.
beginning it was very difficult because my computer crashed a lot of time because it's not simple.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, that's kind
changing
of
the
what I'm getting
code,
to.
you're changing the code of a file and make it recognize as an image, and uh, and this is not very possible. So you have to try a lot of time and obtain the final result. So when I'm working on these type of things, now I have my software, and it makes me
Can
the work.
you can
Can
you
you?
talk about the software that you developed? Like, what does it do, or like, how did you develop it, or?
Well, basically, I never talk about it because it's a secret. We,
Okay.
we can talk like that. And
Fair enough.
but
I'm
topic behind this is that this software allow me to change the codes of each file and made it recognize as a picture.
I'm
Okay.
interested in what, though, that you've deemed, what that you've deemed the importance, like what is important in the sound, because like in a sound, what I'm trying to
Okay.
say is that you could extrapolate any certain number of data points that you wanted in any certain way. So
Okay.
like, what is it about your software and your, like, I feel in within this lies art, because there's choice and decision of yours being made.
Yes. It's just a digital translation. It's not very personal. When I'm converting into an image, it's just an image, and this is what the software is doing. It makes sense.
I mean,
What
I
I want to
I feel
obtain
like I feel like
an
I understand what you're saying, but I'm thinking in a different way, I think, about, because sound is an inherent thing to nature. Sound is nature, right? And data
yeah.
points, is that nature?
No, is an abstract
So
image.
it,
Okay.
well, data points aren't an image either. It's just data. Sound is nature. Data is not nature. So within there lies a big translation
Yeah.
between what this is and then what you get. And so in that translation, what is decided, what is important? Like, what are important data points to a sound? Like,
Mm,
what image is being, do you know what I mean? Or maybe it's too,
sure. I'm not sure. This is very difficult.
yeah, I know it is. It's just like, so like, maybe we can answer this or get somewhere close to it by talking about what the images actually look like that you're making then. Like, what do these things look like when you're translating it into an image from a sound.
It looks like a glitch. You know what a glitch is?
Yeah.
Is very glitch. So it's just a digital translation, and there is
Do
a
they
lot of,
all though? Like, so like what if like if you put in the input of the sound of of water, very nice water
yes,
maybe is one sound, and then another sound is like construction, like a jackhammer.
yeah, the images is very different. When the sound is very like water, the picture is is more white, is more quiet. Okay, when the sound is very loud, the picture is more dark. Okay, it makes sense.
Hmm. Absolutely. Do you mean dark as in like physically, actually visually dark, or as in like
Yeah, full of
feeling?
it contains more details.
Okay.
When the sound
Okay.
is more loud, is full of sounds. Yeah, when the sound is simple like water, the images that obtain is flat. Okay,
Gotcha.
and this
Absolutely. So go ahead.
and this is very intriguing for me because I can translate a sound and discover its shape.
Yeah. Um, Ali, can you put some images up of Manuel's work? Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, wow, this is cool.
This is a new project. This is a 3D translation of my recordings.
Wow.
So yeah,
Can you tell me what this is a recording of?
no, I can't.
Okay. Um, okay, well then
I
I've
just
seen
say that I work with natural images. Sorry, with natural sounds, and I want the people discover what this picture is about. Okay.
I only ask because I've seen on your Twitter now, like just most recently, you know, this is something I wanted to ask you about was like I saw that you were recording what looked like solar panels or something. Like you had images of like you're recording, you have like a dozen microphones around and stuff. Like, what are you doing there?
This is the process of recording. Sometimes the recordings is very it, it's a very big moment because I put a lot of microphones in the space, and what I obtain is a multi-track recording. And so I have something like a full recording of the space, and I select the best part of this recording. So each channel contains a recording, for example, of that part, and the other channel, the recording of the microphone on the left, for example. And you know that the platform that you show, the one picture that you
Hmm.
show,
Yeah,
uh,
it was like glass top or something
yeah,
or
this is an exhibition, and I create like a filter on Instagram, and when you scan the QR code of the filter, it allows you to see the 3D image of the
Hmm,
sound.
awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I
Yes,
love it. I actually love your work. I visually love it, just like as visuals. Yeah, this is one of the pictures that I saw and
yeah,
was like,
this is a
what the
big
hell is
recording.
happening here? Well, like
Uh,
it doesn't seem like you're willing to talk about what you're actually recording here. Like what is happening? Like what are those solar panels? Like what is the sound you're picking
no,
up?
no,
Like what is going on?
it's just a panel. It's just a panel to isolate the sound. There are sensors on these panels, and I can isolate the sound and make a, a deep analysis of the sound.
So is it like, are you saying that you're trying to capture the sound of just that space of sand?
Yes, yes, sand or wind,
Just
everything
whatever
that.
is happening in that area. Like it literally
Yes,
has nothing, like you're
exactly.
not actually like triggering anything to happen or finding interesting sound. You're just out in the middle of nowhere recording nothing.
It depends. It depends.
Well, I should tell you that to me, nothing is very full of a lot, you know, like, so I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, I think it's awesome. I like, because
Thank you.
I've been interested in sound and I do sound recordings too. I actually released an album
Okay.
a few years ago of like sound recordings that I had musicians turn into music, you know, like, and so I'm very interested in the relation between visual and sound. Like I've often considered myself to be like a conduit that I can listen to something and make a visual, you know, like kind of what you're saying, use software for. I'm the software to myself, you know, but I'm really interested in this, but I've never, like, to me, it's always been I go and record a jackhammer, I go and record construction or like noise, like actual noise. And for you, it's like literal environment, you know, like literal space.
Yes, exactly. I like to record a full record of the space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, like literal space. I think I wasn't understanding earlier.
Environment.
Yeah, yeah, like real environment. It's super, that's because in that way, you're literally giving visual to invisible
Yeah,
things.
this is what I want to do.
Well,
On
because like for me, like to put it simply, like if you record a jackhammer, that's already a visual in a way. The jackhammer is the visual of the sound, but wind doesn't have a visual. But you're
exactly.
giving wind a visual.
Maybe yes.
Maybe, maybe in a way, yes. But
I
it's more so
think
like
the
giving that, yeah.
visual to a form.
And that, so do you have an arts background or a sound background, or like what is your what did you go to school for when you did go to
I
school?
have an art background. An art background. Yeah.
So like fine arts, like, or
No, honestly, I did in the past the scientific school
okay,
in the background, and but I was very into art mostly,
okay.
mostly, yeah. And but I think this was very important because I learned a lot of things that actually I'm doing with my art. Um so that's it. When I moved to London, I discovered that I was more that I were more into arts uh, than uh, than into science
Hmm.
or physics or this type of subjects.
And how long have you been doing the kind of work you're doing now? Like when did you develop the software to
Oh,
translate the
I'm
sound?
working with this with this 5 years.
Wow, okay. And can you talk at
Yeah.
all about the process of creating the software? Did you write the code of the software yourself, or did you work with developers?
What? Sorry?
Did you work with developers to make the software, or did you write the software yourself?
No, no, no. I did it by myself. You
Awesome.
know.
That's fucking cool, man. Like very cool. To me, I see the software as your real work of art. Like that's how I see, like,
It's a very
translate that,
simple
because
software. Do not make something very big. It's just a software that changed the codes and
yeah, I
and
totally understand. But to me, that's a painting. To me, that's your painting that you translate things through, because like another person would come along and could translate the same sounds in a different way. It would look different. Your personality is in there because that sound doesn't have to look like that glitch. It could look like something else if somebody else was at the helm. You're the artist, so that's your artist, like that software. That's how I see it from like an art conceptual perspective.
yeah, this is true.
Um, so like when you display your works in galleries, because like as far as I can tell, you have physical works that I've seen. You know,
Yeah,
you're
of course,
printing on mirrors. I've read about the screen printing
yeah,
process that you do, where
the
you
mirror.
translate, yeah, onto the mirrors. Have you shown in galleries? Is that right?
Yes, yes, of course. Yes,
Wonderful.
time.
Can you talk about, yes, here we go. Can you
Yes,
talk about this piece? Can you talk about the use of the mirror
yeah.
and what you're doing to move
Well,
the image
I want,
onto a physical plane?
yes. What I want to say is that when I started working on these works, when you're translating a sound into images, you have a file. So I tried many times to create something physical and because people was asking, and then I tried to find a way to expose these works physically. And I uh, um, when I expose these mirrors, these works, I start from the image, and I made a silk screen on the surface of the mirror, and then I expose it on the exhibitions. Under the work, you can find a QR code which allows you to hear the sound where the work is came from.
That's so cool.
I Yeah, the work is in black and white because I want to give more attention to the shape, because I think that colors can give you a lot of emotions, and I want to give emotion with the shape of the sound, not with the colors. Maybe in the future I can try to work with colors, but not at the moment, honestly.
Dude, I feel you, man. I work in mostly black and white, and I've said the same exact thing before about like
I think that black and
color.
white
Well,
is,
color is so loaded. People have their like color is very subjective. So
yes,
people, yeah, depending on what their personal relationship is with the color, it's different for everybody. So that just means that you don't have any control over the response to your work in that sense.
black and white.
Yeah. So like black and white really breaks it down. Like I've always thought black and white is the architecture of an image. It's like
Classic.
yeah. So like I'm curious about
The
like
mirror.
like what, yeah, like how you ended up using the mirror is interesting. I'm also interested though in like the when we looked at some of your images just a minute ago or a couple minutes ago, there was a lot of shape three-dimensionally, and these mirrors are two-dimensionally. Can you talk a little bit about 2D versus 3D? Are you working on 3D? Because
No,
we've seen these,
there are two different works. On the mirror, you see the bidimensional work, and I choose the mirror because I wanted to cancel the surface. You know,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I get it. I mean,
because when I
genius.
paint these graphics on canvas, I feel like they're like in a cage. So I say, so I said I don't like this because yes,
No, that's awesome.
that's true, and I want to give to their work a big space where to stay. So I choose the mirror for this reason.
That's genius.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. You eliminated the surface. Like the
Yes,
way you said it first, like was perfect. I want to steal that. No, that's really good.
don't
So
steal it.
do you plan on working three-dimensionally?
What?
Do you plan on working three-dimensionally?
Yes, I'm working on
Yeah,
3D.
sculpturally. Okay, cool.
I do some sculptures, but I'm starting with this project right now. So I'm still exploring this new world. We can say this. In
Yeah.
digital is easier. In physical is very difficult.
Absolutely, man. Physical matter is
That's
is
accurate.
different. Yeah. So
You know,
as far as what's that?
no. Tell me.
No, I was gonna carry on. I just had a personal question just because like we've been talking so much about this process and stuff. It just makes like sound is so important to you. Like what like why? Like what brought sound to like be so important to you? Like are you a big fan of music? Are you a musician? And also because with Fake Whale here, we're all big music fans. I would love to know like what kind of music do you like?
I love a lot of music, honestly. I love pop, I love Bjork.
Nice.
I love a lot Bjork. She's very a good artist.
I
And
agree.
I love Homogenic and Vespertine album. I don't know if you know
Oh
these.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Bjork is a personal favorite too. I think she's brilliant. She's more than just, you know, she's a full artist, you know. Are you
Yes.
inspired by her even visually?
Yes. Yes. A
Yeah.
lot. A lot. And I think she's a work of art in everything she does. You
Yeah.
know,
As a
she's very
person, she's a
inspiring.
work of art.
She's very
What
inspirational. Yeah.
what makes sound so important to you just on a personal level? Like, did you grow up with music or did you
Yes.
like what?
Yes. I grew up with music every single day. Music has been a big part of my life every single day. So um, I decide I decide to work with music because you know, it's a part of me. So uh, it's a very big part of me.
No, I love that. I totally understand. Like, a big part for me too. But you've really brought it to like this, make it like something else in your work because like it's not like you could be just a musician or be working with music, but you're working with sound, you know? So
Yeah,
like that, so to me,
maybe in the future I could work with music. I
of
don't know.
course, no, but to me, it seems like because this gets into some other kind of things about
And
like,
if York wanted to work
of course,
with me, why not?
of course. But I think that sound and music and just like are different, you know, like because music for the most part is like harmony, which we're meant to be drawn to, but to be drawn to just sound in general, it's different. It's interesting to me where like so just a little
It's a
side
different
note, like
type of ways, you know.
yeah, so like I used to do like I'm not like big on physical meditation. I'm not good at it. I meditate in different ways, but I one way that I like to meditate is to sit and instead of emptying everything, what I do is try to break down all the sound that I'm hearing and place and hear
Station,
different
like
yeah, and place the sounds in
body.
space and where they are and stuff. Like I hear, you know, because if you live in a city particularly, but I guess if you live anywhere,
Yes, I
there's
understood.
so much sound going on no matter
Yes,
what that you're not even consciously aware of, but if you sit still and still yourself and like really listen, you can hear so much shit, like, and it fascinates me to the extent that I was interested in sound just as well at that point. But like how do you like what does that role play to you, just in not even, let me break this down. What role does hearing have to do in your work or to you personally in general? Just like because that's like the secondary part of sound is that you need to hear it, and then in the hearing there's a translation too. People have different capability of what people can hear, and then there's different animals that can hear different frequencies that we're not able to hear. So how much does these kind of ideas, even philosophically, play a role in your research and your thought with all of this about like just the natural state of sound that we live in?
um well, you know, when I'm recording a sound, I think about myself. You know, I love to stay in these environments for a long time and record this sound, you know. So I think this like a meditation, we can say this. Um, and so I like to take the time and stay in this environment. Um, you know, when people listen to my audio and see the works in front of them, many people said that my work is like a kind of meditation. It makes sense.
Yes.
Um, so I usually do this. Yeah.
Yeah, so like what I was saying at the beginning was kind of on point with what you're saying. Like there is like a meditative quality to it where you're
Yeah.
like picking up on like not different dimensions, but like almost you need to kind of still yourself to be able to pick up on these nuances of sound that you're trying to even get.
Yeah. My works in some way serves as a purpose to calm the mind. The mind. You know.
Wonderful. Would you say that like serves the purpose, would you say for yourself or for the viewer, do you mean?
for the viewer,
What about for yourself?
or for myself included too,
Yes.
obviously.
Okay. Great. No, I love that because I mean, one of the hardest questions for anybody to answer is like, what is your art about, or what does, like why or whatever. And like, I think when there's a personal reason, like almost a need for yourself to do it is the best answer for why you create art, and like,
Yes.
if you're finding moments of stillness or meditation or
Or I
whatever through it.
do it for myself. Then if someone is interested in my work, I'm very happy about it.
Yes, 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 exactly. That's the way. So you're
Art
also,
is very
and
personal, so it started from me.
yeah, of course. You're also entering into the Web3, crypto art slash,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call this new frontier we all find ourselves in, that Fake Whale is part of. It's me myself. What? Hmm. I'm interested. What piqued your interest to bring you into it? Because you are somebody who's been working outside of it before, and you're bringing it now into this new environment for it. What is it that drew you to it, or like what interests you about NFTs, Web3? How do you see it working with your work?
Yeah. Well, at the beginning, when I started working with my art, I start from a digital file. So I always wanted to find a way to expose my art digitally. And
Mm,
I think that NFT and this world, which is very new for me, is a new door for me. So I want to explore it, and I'm very excited about it. You
have you
know,
minted yet at all?
uh, sorry,
Sorry, have you minted any NFTs yet?
not yet, but
Wonderful.
I'm ready.
No, I love that. That's a good answer because I've seen you,
It's
interacting with
the
the
first
community for a
time
while. Yep. So
I'm
you're doing it
actually
right.
starting. Yeah. I'm actually starting and discovering what to do, and I find I found a type of work that could fit with this world, and I can wait to share it.
Awesome. And I love how you're finding how your work fits within it instead of like forcing it to. Like, where you're just kind of like making something just to make to make an NFT. It sounds like you're actually interested in the medium of the blockchain, of smart contracts and stuff, and seeing how your work will fit into that. And that's the way to do it. I think it's brilliant the way that you've already done your like exhibitions where you can scan a QR code and hear the
Yeah,
sound. Like you're already doing like this immersiveness or whatever. And I can imagine that the medium of NFTs
thank
could
you,
suit could
thank
suit
you,
your work very well,
thank
you
you.
know? Yeah, where you're like, there's not a lot of people
Thank
using
you.
sound as like a very big part of their work within the NFT community. There's a lot of this, like a musician or an artist will take music or sound and put it with a visual, and then that's the NFT.
Sound is
There's
very
very,
important in our life, so
I agree. It's with us all the time. So like for
I like
you
to
to
make
like,
the most of it.
it sounds like you're going to integrate it into the work in a way that hasn't been done before, and NFTs is a great package to do it. And I'm very excited to see what you do with this. Like honestly, I've been following you on Twitter for a minute, just
NFT
waiting to see what pops.
NFT is a new experience for me, so I really can't wait. I was looking for a new way to, expose my work, and now NFT, I think it's giving me this this road.
I feel you. I was feeling kind of the same when I came to NFTs. So like, yeah, it's exciting. Like when an artist can find like a new thing, like they're waiting for like, oh, this like the thing that will be good for me doesn't exist, and then all of a sudden you're
Yeah,
like, oh, here it is. That's like very exciting
yeah, I'm very excited too. Thank you.
for sure. What are you going to be minting for Fake Whale? Can you talk about that at all, or is that a secret?
Uh, at the moment is a secret, but my work is about this type of translation, so it's gonna be something related to it. So uh,
Right on.
and it's gonna be something 3D.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Well, I'm excited to see it. How about what else are you working on? What else are you working on right now? I saw that you were traveling just recently for work to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
record. Was
I'm
that?
working, right now I'm working on this, but I have new projects for this year, and but I'm still in the process of creation. So uh, you have to wait and see.
Okay. Do you do commission work at all? Or like do you have clients or is all your work personal work?
Sorry?
Is all of your work personal work or do you do any sort of commercial work for clients or do you have a business or do you have,
The first one is personal
oh, okay. Wonderful.
for the
That's
most part. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're lucky. And do you work mostly alone, solo, or do you have a team?
Yeah, no, no, no. I work alone. Yes, yes.
And then when you set up like the recording with all the microphones, do you hire people to do all that kind of work with
No,
you?
no. I
You just
do
do
it.
it yourself. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it. I love it.
Sometimes,
Uh,
I bring a friend with me, but the most part, the most part of this project is made by me.
awesome, man.
I
Like, it
like
sounds like,
there,
yeah,
you know.
you know what you're doing. You're very direct with everything. I dig it, man. Like, I'm really excited to see what you do within this.
For the moment, I do it in this way. I don't know in the future what's gonna happen.
Are you excited at
Maybe
all about,
collaboration. I don't know.
are you excited at all about the possibility of doing physical shows within like NFTs, like
Oh,
NFT slash?
a
Yeah,
lot, a lot.
yeah.
Absolutely, I'm very excited about it. I'm very
Me
excited.
too.
I
And
think
you're
the
already doing something like that with the QR code thing. So like for you, you're already halfway there. Talk more about this.
yeah, I love the combination between physical and digital, and in all the ways, and an exhibition in this way. I think it is the best choice that I could ever made in my life. There are so many ways to work in this topic, and I cannot wait to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you plan to mint or like what is most exciting within the NFT like community? Just like with moving forward, I asked because I saw you have an account on Versum, but no mints,
Yeah.
of course. So I'm just curious like where your interest lies because, along with everything you just said, like this is also a very big world already of choice,
Yeah,
between Tez and Ethereum and all these different platforms. What's all happening in
there's
these
a lot of
different
things,
scenes? Like, where are you being drawn to?
Um, can you wait?
Sure. What excites you the most within like the NFT community, or like where do you see yourself within NFTs fitting in? Like, are you drawn more to object and Tezos community, or where within the NFT community do you see yourself fitting in, or do you not know yet? Are you still finding out?
the abstract concept. Uh, abs, you know, um, I'm not sure about it. I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair. Yeah, I mean, you haven't even minted yet. I was just curious if like because for me, I'm drawn certain places within the community and because it is a wide community, not everybody is part of everything. So I just was wondering where you possibly saw yourself fitting in, but it's a good place to be not knowing. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what you do next, man. I'm excited to have you as part of the NFT community. I'm excited to have you as
Thank
part of
you.
the Fake
I'm
Whale
excited
family
too.
too.
I'm excited too.
So like, will the Fake Whale mint be your first mint, or do you plan to mint
Yes,
before then?
yes, yes. It's
Okay,
the
cool.
first.
So there you go, everybody. We Fake Whale has the very first mint from Manuel here. We by the time this interview is out, it will be minted on the Fake Whale page, so you'll be able to go and see it. I'm excited. Thank you for your time today, Manuel. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to promote anything? Give a shout out to anybody? Anything at all?
I don't know what to say. I want to say only that I'm excited and I can wait to let the people see what I'm gonna
Very
publish
excited.
on this platform.
I'm very excited as well, and I would love to speak further with you in the future and possibly even work together. Just because I have such
Hope to
a
meet you and to show you my work.
yeah. I'm gonna send you in private the album that I made of sound recordings, you know, with the music and stuff. Because
Thank
I think me and you, I would be interested like to see
Yes,
what like I want to reverse it and like turn images into sound. Can we do
oh,
that?
very interesting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
cool. There we go. Good shit, man. Thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Have a good one, man. Peace,
Have
everybody. We'll see you next time.